And welcome back to another episode of Cafe Lily, with your hosts, Rosa and Kelsey. Kelsey and Rosa. How are you today?
Oh, hello, Rosa. It's good to be back. It's been a while. I feel like I say that every time, though. But luckily, we have a special guest today.
Hi, it's Nova. I'm back again.
Well, hi Nova!
We decided that for the second year of Cafe Lily, we're going to have every guest that we had for the first year again in the exact same order.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Nah. And I don't think we're gonna have, repeat guests unless we're the StarCast.
Well, it's good to have you back, Nova.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's been, a year?
Well, what's been going on between then and now?
I made a film that's kind of Yuri. And I actually just released it the other day because I was waiting to do, a sort of theater reveal with, one of my friend groups. And we finally sat down and did it, and then I completely forgot to promote it anywhere because I actually finished the film, 2 months ago.
Oh my god, I didn't know that you released it. I have to see this. What am I doing here? I have to go.
You do not have to watch it right now because obviously we are recording, but it is vaguely, or not even necessarily vaguely, because it is autobiographical about myself, and it was about me being a child and making friends with people that were not autistic, even though I am very autistic. And it was basically sort of an analogy of being a cat in a dog's world. And it is a little Yuri.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
I have to take my heating pad off because after I finished that short film and started work on the second chapter of Laura Quest, at the very tail end of that, I got a really bad shoulder/back injury. So Laura Quest is chapter 2 is I want to say 99% done, and I can't work on it anymore because the pain is too much.
We hope you feel better.
Thank you. It's definitely I'm doing a regimen of putting heat on it and everything like that, and I'm not drawing at all, so hopefully it helps.
Well, we wish you a speedy recovery.
Yep, thank you.
And we're very excited when you get back to it to see what happens in Laura Quest 2.
Yeah.
Literally the only things that I have left are those little end cards that are at the end of every ending that you go through. I just have to color them. It's literally all I have to do, but because I cannot sit up. But it's okay. We're getting through it. I'm aiming for... because I have another project that is not Yuri, so it's not super relevant, but I'm working on that for most of July, so I might have to push Laura Quest Chapter 2 back to early August, so I can release it on my birthday.
Yay!
When is your birthday?
My birthday is August 23rd, and yeah, I'm excited for it. I actually started working on it, I want to say, Chapter 2 I started working on in December of last year. I started writing it in December of last year, and then I gradually did little bits and pieces of it until I got done with my film, and then I went full on into Laura Quest mode for a month. I went Laura mode. Well, actually, no, I technically went Sango mode.
Oh, we're having a reunion of the Sango Experts Conference.
Because you also had some assistants on it, right?
Yes, I did. I had some assistance from you, Rosa, and I had some assistance from my lovely friend Zim, and I also had help from the same person that's doing the writing, or helping me with the writing and everything and brainstorming as I did last time, but they changed their URL on Tumblr, so it's a different person now, or it's a different URL now.
As most people do with their branding.
It does happen. Sometimes you just need a new coat of paint. I did want to mention there's substantially more Yuri in Chapter 2 than there is in Chapter 1. And it might make you feel a little sad, but it's there.
You hear that, everyone? You better go. You better go.
You better go.
You better go, everyone. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. You're going to cry.
Yes. I'm like the sicko guy in the window when there's tragic Yuri.
Yes!
Yes, yes. That's just us every time. And that's also been Kelsey each time we check the comments for the Madoka comic.
I was just thinking about that actually. I was like, oh, that's definitely what this is in reference to some degree. But yeah, I've really just had like such a fun time working on it, and it's one of those things where it's like I didn't intend for it, or I didn't think I was even going to finish the first chapter. So now I'm in too deep. Like I can't stop now. I gotta keep going.
That's so much fun though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I love doing it. Because it's like, oh, this is awesome. I can't believe I'm doing this. Because before that, I had many sort of projects that were similar, and especially like visual novel projects that like I got really into for a little while, and then they kind of fizzled out after like a few months. But like I'm still going strong.
It's very inspirational. It makes you want to work on something.
I know. I want to do more collaborative work because as much as I loved working with Rosa on the sprites and everything that we did that you did for chapter 2 and everything, and it's like I want to make like something even more collaborative. Like I want to have like a team, and I don't necessarily want to be the head of the team, but like I like working with people in this sort of environment, and I like doing like game jams and stuff like that with like other people, and I don't know, I just love it.
Yeah, game jams are like really fun from what I heard.
Most of them are like really quick, so it's like it's not my finest work necessarily. They're very fun and good for experience, and I like doing them a lot.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I can't wait to check them out. And maybe one day we could work on something together.
Yes, wink wink. Someday. I think part of the reason why I like working in the medium of visual novels so much is because I really like collaborative storytelling, and like I love putting my love of women in that collaborative storytelling.
Shoutouts to women.
Shoutouts to women.
Shout out to women.
Wow. On the topic of Pretty Cure.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
We have a new comic out, and everyone worked on it together.
Yay!
It is called The Pretty Cure Comedy Corner.
Yeah, it's been in the works for a really long time. I think the idea for it got started last year. I think it was something Rosa said. She was like, yeah, we should just like make short one-off Pretty Cure comics. And from there it was like, oh, well that's a good idea, but what if we put them all together and like got everyone to do one season, and it all just snowballed from there, and now it's out and you can view everyone's work.
Yeah, and it's really good. Everyone did like one season or 1 or 2 seasons,
except for Rosa, who I think did 4.
I was literally about to say, Rosa, you did do a lot.
Yeah, thank you. I locked in. I saw like, okay, these are the seasons I wanted to work with, and I got it done.
Yeah.
Even right at the end, after we were putting them all together, I was like, Rosa, we've got an odd number and I don't like it. And they were just like, okay, leave it to me.
And then, boom, here it is. I was like, okay, let me think of something. And like, here it is.
Incredible, the speed at which you worked.
I remember I was thinking that exact same thing when you were working on the sprites for Laura Quest. Like, if I remember correctly, you got them all done within like roughly the span of a day. And I'm like, wow, that's incredible. You're great.
I want some of that power.
And it's just, when I lock in, and I saw it, it's like, okay, let me study the art style quickly, see, let them match, and there we go.
Yeah, the way that Rosa switches up their art style for every project they work on is so incredible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just love studying art styles. It's just very fascinating and helps like expand my repertoire. For sure, definitely. Like Inori's Prayer was probably like one of my favorites to work on.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Oh yeah.
Right, I felt so passionately about it.
That was so funny.
It's like, I just like, one day it's like, alright, let me write something out. And then they're like, okay, and sent it to Kelsey. And Kelsey's like, oh my god.
The passion that Rosa feels for Hikari as a Christ allegory is unmatched.
Yeah.
I do not blame you.
Like when you explain that to me, it's like, oh my gosh, I could do this with like Hikari and Inori because she's Catholic.
Yeah. It's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah. For that one, I really had to think about like what style I'm gonna go for. And like I knew I had to go for something a lot more somber and mellow. So I took some inspiration, like a little bit local, but mostly from TK Miss, the author and creator of Girls Last Tour and Simichi Simulation. So it kind of just fits that tone.
Mm.
Man, yeah, I really appreciate doing that one because they really did like put a lot of foundation to like being more experimental with my line art. I know with the comedy corner, went out of my way to like make sure like each one looks different.
I noticed that. I thought that was really cool. Like I've noticed it before, like just with how you draw each season, but like I've always loved how you've done that. Like you have the range.
Thanks. I definitely wanted to make sure every season felt like unique and different and like they're their own vibes. So that's why like even with like Splash Star and what's it called? Yes, 5. There still is something distinct about each one. I feel like if I'd done it a little later, I probably would have been more out there with the line work, but it looks good now. I kind of went crazy with like Coco's Speed because I knew it was just like I think there's something hilarious about like a human-sized fairy crying about its divorce.
Yes, that was so good.
And there's just something I took notes from the earlier project. When I did Encrypt into My Heart,
Mm-hmm.
of course, there's a cameo for like Batamon and Yui and Kokone, but you could clearly see that like they're in like their own little art style and line work.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, and I carried it over in one of the comics, Mana State. In behind Mana, oh man, it's just a lot. Mana, Alice, and I remember her name. Makoto. Behind them, you could clearly see there's a little hints of cameos in the back. Of course, there's like Ichiga, Laura, and Kier Peace. It's just like I just thought it'd be really funny to do that. And I was happy for the delicious party part. I just like knew it's like okay, let me work with this. When I was working on this, I was just wanting to make the coloring look unique, and I studied a bit from like from Chowder and their background.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, watched the world like okay, let me do it like how they would do it a bit in Chowder. I definitely knew I just wanted to be exaggerating, and I knew I wanted to put Ran in like the Zootsus. It's just like yeah, this is something definitely she would do.
No, I see it. I see the vision.
And also, this is actually like a thing I had sketched out before, where like it was inspired by like an image of like a screenshot from Clarence, where it's like Clarence wearing like a purple blazer, and like Zuma's like behind it, and Clarence just holding one flower, and it's just like
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's like okay, this is just how Yui would gas up Ran on her way to a date. It just like felt so fitting for these two characters because they're so stupid at times.
Yeah, I don't want to play favorites, but I think your Delicious Party comic is the one that made me laugh out loud the most in the collection, because it's just the combination of Ran's expression and then followed up by Amane's reaction. It's just the combination of that just got to me.
I'm glad. And also, I like to say I really love like the process that went into like Novus.
Wait, which one?
The Tropical Rouge one I really like. I like that tidbit with like Minori just like explaining like the ethics.
Yes! I specifically sought out the lumpfish from that one video, the very beautiful, very powerful one, the TikTok, I think. Because that always makes me think of Laura. I'm like, very beautiful, very powerful.
It fits so well for her. Also, I really loved your Higura Sky comic. It was really cute, super cute. I like the way I love the ending where like little Ellie is just like the flower girl.
She's eating the flower petals because she's a baby.
So cute.
She's a dumb, stupid baby. She is 2 to 13 years old. I like how Sabashi just stands there as like a bird. Like he could easily just like be human, but it's like, no, I had to do this traditionally, bird.
Exactly. He's got to be a bird for it.
I love that when I commented on it, I was like, oh, I love that Tsubasa is the celebrant, and you said, no, he's ordained. He's a priest.
That's the funniest thing. Tsubasa would get ordained no matter what.
Yeah. It's commitment to the bit.
Not just commitment to the bit, commitment to their friends.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I was also very fond of the wonderful one that Kels did.
Yes, me too.
Like, it's of course Yuki would do that. Like, that's so... And I loved the Yuki's expression in the third panel. Just like, oh man. Like, I gotta listen to this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, she just listened to that, like, multiple times.
She's like, listen, it's not going to get any better for you. You can't behave like this.
And although it's kind of dates, it's like funnier in hindsight because like at this time we had like the new wonderful episode that like shows like Mayu being more like supportive towards Satoru and Iroha getting together.
Yeah.
See, I disagree with you. Rosa thinks that this dates it. I think that it's canon anyway, because in my mind, after the events of my Pretty Comedy Corner comic, Mayu sort of went, you know what, I'm actually not that committed to having a crush on Iroha. I think that I just really wanted to be her friend. I was happy that someone was talking to me.
Oh.
And she dropped the issue.
Oh, Mayu, I can relate to you so hard.
And then, let's talk about Kelsey's Healing Good comic. That one is so good.
It is really good.
It's so silly. I like it. It just makes sense.
I had the image really early on of Hinata in disguise as the waiter.
I was literally about to say that. Like, that's like my favorite part.
She's like so committed to the bit. Like, she thought of everything. It's such a fun one.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so I definitely want to speed run through like the others, but like I really like Star Trickle Kiss. Ryan did an amazing job. I love looking at this. She always goes for the silliest of like visuals.
I know. She's so good at that.
She has such a wonderful vision of like the Star Twinkle cast like in their time skip. Like Hikaru being like Lyles from like Dungeon Meshi is just like perfect. It just makes so much sense.
It, like, I saw that and I'm like, that checks out 100%.
100%. And I love like Madoka and Elena in the background.
I know, in the background! I love that, like, base image that is referencing so much. I hope it never falls out of fashion. I know it probably will, but it's so funny to me.
No, it can never, because it's like very timeless. Like, we even used that Café Lily.
Oh yeah, the thumbnail of the Pokemon episode.
Oh, that's right! That's right, I remember now.
Kelsey asked, hey Rosa, can you work on the thumbnail this week? Like, okay. And then I sent it to Kelsey, like, okay, we'll go with this. Okay.
Oh yeah, that because I was leaving. I was literally within 5 minutes of you sending the thumbnail, I had to leave. And I was just like, yeah, we'll go with that.
Like you would have changed your mind if you had the time.
I don't think I would have. I mean, it was a pretty good thumbnail.
It's a really good thumbnail. I wouldn't let you change it.
I mean, it's your show. I don't know if I have the authority to veto a thumbnail.
It's our show. The thing is, I would fight you on it. Oh, and now let's talk about Luna's stuff. Really pretty, really beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Luna.
Thank you, Luna, for everything.
It's very strong for like shipping Ruru and Hana together.
Yeah, I've never seen that before, so I have to respect.
Yeah, I only seen it once, but it's hard to, and it was hard to find again. But now here it is.
Yeah, and the Alamode one.
Yeah, Alamode is so good. Ichika is so stupid. And like Ichika would react that way. Ichika's just dumb like that, and everyone else knew.
I know.
You saw them kiss yesterday. I thought they were really good friends. Okay, Ichika.
She's gonna be having some revelations.
Like, wait, you mean all those times I was kissing CL?
I have to say that I love the color palette that Luna uses in these.
Oh yeah, same.
It's so vibrant. Definitely that Yurusei Yashiva influence.
I also liked the gradient that is on all of the text to like show who's
Yes.
speaking. Like, I love that. Well, it's not actually a gradient, but like, I like it. It's fun. It's still readable, and that can be hard sometimes when you're adding like colors to text bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's done very well.
Yeah. It really does give an impression of like a gradient. Now we should move on to like Connie's. Connie's I really like too. Connie's are like great. The Created Liberty ones is like you were like, yeah, I haven't seen that season, but yes, I feel like that character would be like that. She would be that kind of Himiyoshi too. It's just like it makes sense. Like, I gotta tell the true story. I've been there too.
Well, maybe I can embellish a little bit.
Yeah. That's a treat. And of course, pop quiz.
I think that one was the one that is my favorite. Like, that one made me laugh out loud.
Me too. It's just like a lot. Like, Mickey's always going like, I am perfect, I know everything. And then this is the one thing. The one thing.
It's the palette change in the second image that gets me.
Yeah, and like her face, it's just like, God, the energy is like wonderful.
Yeah, Connie's so good with those kinds of silly expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how Ibuki there is like freaking out. It's like she's having a revelation over there.
Exactly.
Let's go, Catholic guilt.
She'll be experiencing things later on.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
Ooh, let's talk about Eve's. That one got me a good laugh. Like back to the expression. So like Eve always makes like the best expression. Also love the way they wrote her name.
Yeah, it's in flames.
I know. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so funny that Eve wasn't even going to be in it, but then you ended up bringing her in because you wanted to play Sonic the Hedgehog in the Petal Leaf server, which in my mind is not what it's for. But like in practice, we do just use it as a hangout zone.
On occasions, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, Sonic the Hedgehog is Yuri.
Yeah.
It could be.
It is. But yeah, because of Sonic, Eve was able to do that. And because, like, Eve and Connie were also watching, like, which one was it called? Happiness Charge Pedicure. And from what they describe, it's such an insane season.
I've heard it is insane.
It's like, it's kind of like trying to be hard catch too, but like at the same time, it's not. It's like so funny.
And finally,
We can talk about Erica Berger.
Erica Berger. Yeah, Erica Berger. Supumi learns about gay people. That one is so good because like it's just her having a realization, and it's just like her realizing like, oh, Erica is also a viable option, and that's like her image of her.
That's the image of Erica, yes.
It just makes so much sense.
I love the sort of restraint in that third panel where it's like, you know, it's building up to something amazing, and it does.
Yeah, it's so good. It's just like Ren understands the assignment of like what's Erica's deal.
These all came out really wonderful.
Yeah, everyone did wonderful work. We are missing like a couple like Max Heart and Sweet, but that's fine. One day.
yeah, we've got a lot of Sweet fans in the group, so I'm sure Sweet will get its time.
This will be remedied eventually. We'll make a part 2.
Yep. So definitely check out the Pretty Comedy Corner on Petal and Leaf, because everyone worked really hard on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all worked really hard, and we're so happy how it came out, and we hope you enjoy the little behind-the-scenes trivia we had about, like, the ones we worked on and the ones everyone else worked on.
Hmm.
So, is that all on our docket?
Yeah, looks like.
All right. Thank you for having me again.
Of course. It's wonderful having you here. It's always a fun time with our friends.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and where can people find you?
You can find me on either my NeoCities, which is intergoatlactic, or you can maybe find me on Twitter at the same username, and Tumblr, I guess. But yeah, my NeoCities is sort of the main hub for where you can find everything else that branches off of that.
Well, everyone go and check it out.
Go on and check it out. Come on, everyone. Do it, do it, do it! And check out everyone else's other works, too. Aaron makes a lot of fantastic comics and art. And Yuri. Don't forget the Yuri.
Don't forget the Yuri. That's like the secret ingredient.
Well, until next time.
Goodbye, everyone.